Hello everyone. I'm going to go through the process of how I go about using the Demon Master Pack. This is part 1, 2, 3, and 4, all loaded into one scene. So let's get right to it. So this is default choices when you open it up. Let's start with the head. Up and down arrow, I'm going to see what mood I'm in. Generally, one would need to move the heads to make them fit whatever body you've got, but I'm pressing N to open this menu. Actually, before I recorded, I decided I want to use this guy, so let's position him better. Give him a bit bigger. Whoa. No, he's about the right size. Okay, so I've turned visibility on. Like I said, I've decided upon him before I started this video so as not to waste your time. So I thought I'd layer it as well. I really like layering heads, especially, and torsos to work really well. Or anything. Earlier, before the video, I came across a combination I really liked, which was, I think, either this one. Oh. I think it's one of the... I think it was this guy, yeah. Roulette this combo, so let's see how we can put them together. Go a bit lower, so I really like it when the eyes are lower and closer to the mouth. I like that effect. So let's get rid of the bits we don't want from this head mesh. I'm going to Control Shift, choose the lasso tool. Control 2 is my hotkey for this button. To make a hotkey, all you got to do is press Control Alt and click on something. Look at the top of the screen, it says, well, it's gone now. It says press any key combination to create your hotkey. So then just do exactly that and you've got a new hotkey. It's as simple as that. It's beautiful. I wish all software would make hotkey creation so easy. Right, so I'm turning this view on so I can more easily see what I don't want. Control 4 for me is that button. X-ray. Whoops. Okay, cut this away. Gee, I might keep that part of the neck or not. Nah, I'll get rid of it. And then I don't want the ears, so I'm gonna kill this. And I also want to avoid having too complex edges because eventually I want to close holes and it might just take forever if it's too difficult for Zbrush to calculate that. So I'm keeping that in mind. I might just kill this as well. Yeah. Delete hidden, which you will... Aha. My mistake. They have layers. I should have baked or deleted these layers first. So get rid of them. Let's do that again. Yeah, I just want that bit, really. Perfect. Now we can delete hidden, which delete hidden you'll find in geometry, modify topology. I highly recommend you customize your user interface, otherwise using Zbrush is a nightmare. So you have to do that. I've got a different video on that, you just search my channel, or numerous other people's YouTube channels. There's very good videos out there about it. Okay, so let's see what else we can delete just because this looks like a mess and I don't want to avoid errors. And now I'm going to save just before I close hole and dynamesh because there's a good chance it screws up. My save window is on my other monitor because there's sensitive folders in there from projects I can't reveal. Hence it being on the other drive. But I'm going to save it in my stuff. Zbrush, YouTube Demon, Demon 001 ZTL. That's what I've saved it. Save it wherever you like. So it's taken a while. Because this, I know this file is 10 gigabytes with all these bits. So what I like to do once I've chosen heads, which I'm going to do as soon as it's finished saving, and this is a fast SSD as well. A modern micro SSD. Is I click on this one. If you shift, and in either of these will send whatever mesh you've got selected to the very top or very bottom. Super handy. So shift click, so now you can see I've got the head out of the folder. And the other head I chose was this guy. It's doing the same thing. And now, this folder of heads, I'm going to delete them all. Yep. So now when I save, I think it's going to go down to 6 gigabytes. And, you know, you want to do that when you're creating a creature so you can commit to stuff. And quick saving and saving is just a lot quicker. So let's carry on. So when I widened it, this happened, but now that problem is gone. We can detail that up later. Move brush, just get the skull look in a certain way that you like. Yeah, I like that. Another important thing is rest area for the eye. Many people detail everything at the same frequency, and that is no good. You need cleaner areas. I mean, I will definitely add micro detail eventually. Micro detail being the 4th level, which is this kind of detail. But secondary and tertiary, you know, should have a good balance in everything, whether it's a model, a painting, a musical composition. Just get that balance right, and you can't fail. Damn standard. So I've got hotkeys for all my brushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, Alt 1, 3, and so on. So I'm not going to say what marquees are every time, but I'll just say with the brush I'm using. Standard. Standard is great for ridges. I'm going to pinch this in. ClayBuildup. ClayBuildup by default comes with... got this square, which is lovely for texture, you know, if you want that look. But in general, I would just turn it off. You get you don't have to smooth things out afterwards. You can build volume much more cleanly and controlled and add the noise you want afterwards. Okay, very light ridge there. Damn standard. Standard brush. Move. Don't really like that, so I'm gonna make that more like more tight. There's too much going on there. This I prefer. It's playing around, but I'm not gonna go spend too much time on it now for this demonstration video. Alrighty, so let me just see where's potential holes. Just push this in. Auto group. Interesting. So I'm gonna get rid of any geometry I don't want. So I just want auto group. I want this. Delete hidden. I'm gonna split the eyes as well. Split hidden. Alright. Let's close holes. This one's pretty quick. Control W's make all one polygroup. Alright, so we got eyes, head. So this guy, I'm gonna open his mouth a bit for easy baking and so on later on. Just a little bit. I actually split the teeth, so... No, that's fine. I'll open it that much. It doesn't really matter that much in this case. I don't need any of those blend shapes, so bake all. I've committed to that. Should turn this guy on. Do a fix mesh. I do that fairly often with these because there's always some kind of issue. So... let's combine these two. Now we got one nice head. We could dynamesh them together, but we might have to dynamesh because the moment they're decimated meshes. It's if you want to sculpt more details, it's good to dynamesh. So let's do that. I don't think we need to keep groups. I'm happy to just dynamesh this guy as one thing. Unless, let me just check what these groups are. One thing I like to do is auto group, because often you would find polygons floating about and causing problems. And now that everything is auto grouped, you can Control Shift and tap on each to hide it. Aha. And this reveals this bullshit. So Control Shift and empty space, drag, it inverts your selection. And now I'm deleting that crap we just saw. So now I know this is fairly clean. And shouldn't cause me too much headache later on. Oh, this looks like crap. Just fine. So I'm just deciding. So I want to merge. Yeah, I'm going to keep them as groups. Let's see what happens at 64. Keep it low to 1,000,000. Okay, let's put it up to 128. Keep the groups that we saw. 4 million. How much detail did we lose? Very little. So I'm going to go with that. Fix mesh, by the way, is in geometry. Mesh integrity fix mesh. You don't have to check it first. I just click it. I'm going to do a save on my other screen. Yeah, save it. Even a 1. And now it should be a little bit quicker than last time. Huh. So that is now, yeah, 6.6 gig instead of 9.8. That's a good start. So before we dynamesh and clean things up, let's get the whole design, what we want first. So let's go to the torso. I'll probably end up using this guy that I've got right here, but let's have a look anyway. This is a nice one, too. I'm not going to make a too complicated one either for purposes of demonstration. Of course, one can alter these to one's liking. That's pretty cool for this guy. But Chunky McChunk. Ooh, I like that. Oops, I meant to make him muscly. Nah. Sag. I hate it when I find these because I tend to play around with them when I should be carrying on, which, okay, so I'm going to ignore that. Yeah, I'm going to, now we get to the stranger ones, which I love this one, but I've already used it in a previous demonstration. I'm going to go with the first one, as I thought. So, again, shift up arrow to move it out of the folder, and now I can delete these guys. You don't have to, again, it's just to increase saving time. So let me save it. Let me see. Still a long time. It's decreased from 6 to 4.2, so that's way, way better. All right. So we got our body there. I'm going to move the stand up to the top. Body, head, eyes, body, arms. Let's do the arms. Turn that on. I really want to use them for everything. I love those. But I think earlier I chose a specific set near the end, I believe. I think these guys might go with them. Oh. Now I'm gonna go with these guys. So, shift, move to the top. Let's get rid of all the other arms. Arms to there. Let's see, I probably don't want their... Now I'm keeping them standard. Get rid of those blend shapes. Actually, same for the body, bagel. It also takes up space, by the way. Alright, let's move down to legs. Quite like them already, but I think I want to go with... Do like these. But, yes, but no. Nah, not for this guy. They're pretty cool for him. With the torso, they're a bit small. They need to be... let's just for now hide this thing. Yeah, I like that. Let's check the silhouette. So I like to use flat color for that. You can use this guy, you can even pull it out, but it's really handy. But I prefer just using flat color. Control Shift tap on the brush and you turn off all poly paint. Now we can see just pure silhouette. Check from afar. Yeah, it kind of works for me. Move that ass in. Should we use the torso's ass or the leg's ass? To ass or not to ass? I'm gonna use the torso's, so... Whoops. So these legs are too small. It's either these guys, they work really well with this guy, or... let's press N again to quickly jump to them. Or these guys, I think. Yeah, let's use them. So Control Shift and move them to the top, and then legs. I'm gonna get rid of the blend shapes, yeah, and get rid of the legs folder. And save it. On the other screen, it's gone from, let's see, Look how quickly it's saved now. It's gone down to 200 megabytes from 4 gig. So now, you know, when it quick saves every 10 minutes and so on, it makes life way easier. So these arms are slightly too big. Let's silhouette mode it up. Maybe going out and down. Definitely back a bit. And finally, let's dive into the MISC, the miscellaneous folder. This is actually not, I think, part of the packs yet. I need to bring that out. But all of these bits are in the demon packs, you know, in the heads and so on. Ooh, I like that overlay. I've just made them the other day for my convenience. They're just copies, like I said, of stuff that's already in the heads pack, really. Or bits and pieces that I tend to reuse. Definitely don't want fins for this guy, it just looks like a silly combo. I really like these horns. Let's play around with it. I mean, don't want to copy them. There's definitely too much going on up here. We're going to have to make a choice. So I've turned them on. I'm going back to this guy. And I'm just going to hide them. Whoops. Hide them temporarily. It's cool, but it doesn't scream cool at me. Let's see. Move them out. Where that hole is. Nah. That's not working for me. This is working for me. See, And we move us into the neck. He's got to turn his head somehow. Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's like Batman from the 90s. Where they couldn't turn their neck in that kitsch suit. We don't want that. I think... Wasn't it Batman, the 4th film from the 90s? The Joel Schumacher one, was it? Where his suit had nipples. Yeah. So this is pretty cool. Is it... Let's go to this guy and... I'm not sure which I prefer. Let's go back to them. I am blind. It's right there. So let's go to the oracle that's called the silhouette. So that is a strong silhouette. How does it compete with... So these clash a bit for me. But, you know, this is not the be-all and end-all. It's not like the law. But there is a bit of this negative space, this horn overlapping with these... It's not terrible, but it's not great. So, we can either... I'm gonna just have this visible, then move. See how we can do something about that. But now it's got almost like a gesture, like a court clown affair going on. What if we whoops, do not want to have that happen. I'm gonna... Apologies for the noise, let me take my pen out. ClayBuildup. A more straight top. I like that. So now a choice has to be made. That or that or both. Ooh. Now they're actually almost in concert, but still. Let's do this again. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, really. I'm gonna go with that. My gut just says. So delete hidden, close holes. Please don't crush. It didn't crush. Aha. Auto group. Nice. Okay, we've made a choice, guys. Now, let's integrate these bits. Okay, I've gotten rid of that miscellaneous folder and I moved these guys up so that I can combine them with the rest. Let's just get some refinement in here first. Just using the move brush to play around a little bit. Move that in. Yeah, that'll do. Just filling these gaps in. Whoops. Okay, so I'm going to turn on backface masking to... Actually, no. Just move that in. I'm going to spend too much time making it perfect. This is just to show the process, right? I'm not going to... Otherwise, it'll just take too long. Let's merge these together. Whoops. Merge down. They're ahead. So let's see. Fix this. Always look at anatomy. Don't do what I'm doing at the moment by just making it up. Your work will look way better. But this is fine for now. I'm just gonna pretend these muscles and these guys work well together. Nice little lip there. Following the similar things like here. I should really dynamesh all these parts to a high, because they're all, as you can see, in decimated form. We'll see how much is needed. Let's work with the triceps here a bit. Whoops. Well, he doesn't really have normal triceps, so a bit odd. Just thinking about animation in my head now. Should be fine. Let's get this flowing a bit more. With the trapezius. Turn off symmetry, so turn back on symmetry, inflate this a little bit. Move them in. Yeah. Socket that in there. Oh. Overlap. You might not even have to dynamesh all of these together, really. But we'll see. Oh, probably want to raise these arms up. So we don't want to have the T pose. Some riggers like that. But you'll get better deformations in general if you do the A pose in between. Where was it? Like a bit more. That'll do. Some riggers prefer the fingers perfectly straight because it's a bit easier to rig. Others like them in their natural relaxed form, which is what I prefer myself. Yeah, this will do. Just moving stuff into place. Let's go to the legs, see what's going on here. Move this out and just see what's happening underneath. Let's clean this up a little bit. His ass is a bit too tight for my liking. That's ambiguous. Let's get the arms out of the way. I can see the side. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Oh, look at that. Let's fill that gap in. The holy brush, it's called ClayBuildup. I'm going to spend too much time on that because you're never going to see that. We're not making a creature for a Hollywood movie and so on. Well, you could be. Why the hell not? But we're not at the moment. I think this is fine. Again, I should be looking at reference, but this is a fantastical demon, so I'm not gonna get everything perfect now. I like the way it looks. Temp perspective off and just, yeah, it's got a nice line of weight line. Arms. Okay, so let's prep this guy for the next step. Right, so I'm going to dynamesh this all as one contiguous mesh, so it's not like that. I'll turn groups off. Try 200. Dynamesh. Come on. Yeah. Detail loss will not be noticeable in the end, so okay, that's fine. Nice clean mesh to work with. Let's fix it up just because we can. So, where we merge these guys, I just want to come in with the ClayBuildup and just gently make them one. Yeah, get rid of that unnecessary valley there. I'll come back to that to re-add micro detail. clay buildup and standard brush is the bulk of organic sculpting for me. I mean, I use a lot of brushes. I use everything down here and about 15 brushes, but the main ones is 15 brushes as hotkeys, and then about another 10 or so. But the main worker bees, clay buildup, standard. Standard is a very underappreciated brush. It's great for veins, details, wrinkles, secondary details. It's fantastic, and tertiary details. It's not great for primary forms because it can get quite lumpy. Another thing people should know, brushes in ZBrush have classes. Clay, like inflate and standard are in the same family, I think. I might be wrong, but they behave similarly in that observe how the detail is raised up. It's not deleted. That I'm drawing over. This is very important and useful to know. So this is great to raise up surfaces underneath scales or so on, or just give a surface more volume without deleting what you have there, like this. Whereas clay buildup will overwrite. The detail is going away. Usually you want that with clay buildup. So it's very important in ZBrush to know your brushes. And I actually quite like that. And inflate is similar. That's why inflate. And in fact, I'm going to inflate this right now, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to... So I don't want a thin sheet of mesh there, because it can just cause problems. And it looks ugly, but now I'm going to dynamesh it, and it'll fix. And now, see, all of that is lovely and so on. Now I'm using SK Clay Fill. This just fills from the lowest to the highest point. It's not like smooth, it's more like, well, it fills up. It does like what it says. You can get it for free on ArtStation. Just look for the SK brushes. He or she, I don't know who the artist is, but it's got a wonderful set, including SK Cloth, which I really love as well. Okay, so I'm just getting that, making it a cohesive form somewhat. I'm very rarely working like this, I'm constantly seeing the whole head. In this case, I don't need to see the whole creature, but at least the whole head when I'm working, for the most part. Otherwise, you get myopic. Tunnel vision, And look, standard is so easy to just add details like that. There's so many ways. I've made a VDM that does this kind of thing. And this line's actually fine, but I would like to not have it so obvious. Let's pinch this a bit. Pinch is beautiful. There we go, it's much better. Standard. Which is great for just raising this and let's see what that looks like. Yeah. Now it's very important to be asymmetrical down the center of organic models, down the center. Vital, otherwise it doesn't have to be extreme. Even with human models, even like super models, their noses are slightly asymmetric. Very, very, and their lips, the way they rest upon each other, always is slight asymmetry, and that just makes it more believable, and our eyes or brains pick it up even though we might not realize we're seeing it. And when a model is perfectly symmetrical, it always looks off. Sometimes we don't know why, but that is one of the reasons. So I didn't. That doesn't look very good. Get a broad line in the middle there. I don't like that. I'm gonna go back. Okay. Integrate this. That's all right. And I would probably do the same, you know, for emergency arms and the torso. Just, well, okay, I'll do that in a bit. So let's add this detail back. Let's do it the quick and dirty way. Standard brush, spray, veins, subtract, low. This is the dirty way. So I've got symmetry off on purpose. Like I said before, you don't want the center line to be symmetrical. That's bad. This two sides of the face so far apart, that's fine. You're not going to really realize it. But the closer you get to the center, the less symmetry you should have. So I'm just quickly getting some noise in there. Various brush sizes and so on. Smooth peaks is beautiful to, you know, make it not as, what's the word? Have the same density all over. It's good to vary it. So let's just quickly go have a first pass. Smooth peaks it out. Can have inverted. Now let's go alpha 7. Add. Not too much. Just turn on matcap gray so we can always see what we're doing. Turn symmetry back on, pressing X. Just for micro detail. Stage 4 of detail. Some people think it's 3 stages, it's 4. Primary, which is the silhouette. Secondary, eyes, nose. Tertiary, like these wrinkles. Micro would be the spray I'm doing now. That's the 4th level. It's not tertiary, it's micro. Some people will disagree with me on that, and that is totally cool. Okay, I'm going to make my standard back to normal. So what I like to do, I'm not going to go too ape shit on this right now. So I've the spray with the wrinkles I created has now given me a bedrock to make, you know, just fill them in with a standard brush. Like not every single one, but it will the peaks and valleys that you manually create now just makes it look better overall, much better. And more of your heart and soul's gone into the work instead of just wanting to get it done. If you don't like it, then, well, that's a bit strange. So normally I would spend quite a bit of, not too much, you know. I wouldn't go overboard, but I would make it irregular and not dynamic. Yeah, I suppose dynamic on a micro level. Pox, I would even come in with damn standard and just, that's a bit too strong. Now, of course, I do have VDMs for this that I use, that I created, that looks like this patch of micro detail. I just don't have it loaded now, and you don't have that specific VDM on hand, so I'm not going to use it because I haven't released it. Let's also, if this gets retopologized and textured and so on, the hard edge sculpt bits I remove, you can actually keep them, and if you texture it nicely, it won't make really that much of a difference. But I do like getting as much down and nailed down, including skin details in the sculpt, as much as possible instead of in Painter or Marmoset Toolbag. You can texture with toolback, by the way. It's pretty great, but not as good as Painter. So it's just great because then you get a really nice bake, which will speed up texturing greatly in your curvature maps and so on. So I have to get as much detail in the sculpt as I can. The ambient occlusion button, let's turn that down. Just a hint of depth. It's usually not the greatest idea to sculpt with that on, but I do like just having a look at it occasionally to accentuate what I made. These days I actually tend to start doing a very rough poly paint of the creature before I retopologize or anything, just to give myself, because it's so easy and fun to poly paint in Zbrush. In fact, we should do this. We'll get to that in a bit. Right, so I'm going to stop. You know, there's a lot more that can be done with the head, but you get the idea. It's very simple. The hard thing in sculpting is getting the primary and secondary stuff working in harmony. Details is nothing. It's anyone can do them. It's the easiest part. The true art lies in when you see these guys who do this amazing anatomy, like Scott Eaton, or you know, so many to name. Just those primary shapes, making it so effortlessly. That's where the difficult bit lies. And once you got that nailed down, everything else is a piece of cake. Okay, I've set up what's going to stop, so I'm going to do it now. Let's get that out of the way. I mean, I do like accentuating with standard. Get a bit of asymmetry going here. Back of the necks, I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm just going to save. The interior of the mouth needs to be done. Whoops. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Let's kill that harsh edge. Very briefly. Come in here. Inflate that a bit. So let's see if we can get this out of the way. And that. I'm going to do something really rough just to get some stuff in there. That'll do for now for this demonstration. Teeth. I want to separate these teeth. Now, normally the teeth are separated, but for this particular mesh I chose they're not. So it's going to make life easier when retopologizing and so on. So I'm going to do that. So let's get the mask lasso. And let's isolate teeth. I have to do a little bit of surgery here, but that's alright. In fact, I'm going to do the top separately. Turn symmetry off. just see what that does. Okay. Kill the mask that was made at the back end of the model. Let's get rid of that. Control W creates a polygroup of what you've masked. So I just undoing and seeing what I've actually masked. So normally this wouldn't need to be done, but I happen to choose the one single head where the teeth are part of the head as a whole. Okay, so that's almost good. Let us it's hard to separate with that lasso. I don't know why, but it's insanely annoying. Okay. Split hidden. Close holes. Okay. And now let's do the same for this. Yeah, it's a pretty clean one. Pretty easy. Split that. Close holes. Smaller group it. Dynamesh it. Yeah, it's all good. Upper teeth. Let's move it up one. Lower teeth. Dynamesh these guys, dynamesh these guys. Then I have to close holes first. If you dynamesh, it'll automatically close holes. It's a bit of a mess, but let's auto group it and then see if we have any stray polys. We do. Invert, delete them. Same with this guy. Yep, delete hidden. There was some. So these teeth definitely need detailing. They're in a rubbish state. I'm just going to very quickly add. Let's use clay tubes. Just add a little bit of interest on them. They're all quite prominent and they're just really rough at the moment. Using smooth polish. I mean just H polish, not smooth polish. Yeah, I can use a lot more work, but I'm not going to do that now for the purposes of this video. Upper teeth, lower teeth, eyes. So let's leave the head at that. The torso and the arms, I think. I'm going to split these guys. This will be spiky bits, also for baking purposes. So split hidden. Just be way easier to retopologize and work with. Okay, I've quickly merged the body, the arms, and the legs. They're still in their decimated state as they came in, I could dynamesh it, but sometimes it's go way high. Dynamesh, and it's thinking it's going to go to 3.5 million now because I tried it just before. Sometimes it will not decimate higher than a certain million. Even like you set the resolution to, for example, 128. It dynameshes to 3.5 million. You think, no, it's losing some detail. I want to dynamesh it altogether to a higher resolution, like 10 million. And you put the slider way up and up and up, and it still hits that ceiling of 3.5 million. The answer to that is, I don't know why that sometimes happens. I know the scale of the actual model affects the dynamesh resolution. So I suppose you could make a copy of this, scale it up, get the desired resolution, and use the original one as the reference of what we're just scaled back to. But I'm not going to bother. What I did in this case, I turned on project. And I've just learned this. When enabled, it does that. It just retains the details a bit better. And I turned blur off. I don't know why anyone would want to blur it. Why would I want to blur? So before, after. Negligible difference. So I'm happy that I've dynameshed all these guys together. You don't have to. We could have kept them separate, but I thought in case people need to do that with meshes that are more contiguous looking and smoother, they would need to do that. So there we go. I actually like this. Yeah, there was no real need for it, to be honest, because I really like this sharp line in this case. But no harm done. No harm done at all. That works a bit better. I bet you I could have done that without dynameshing as well. Anyone wouldn't have noticed from afar. Right, let's say this is alright. Let's look at the arms. Yeah, we could have a bit more integration. Yeah, do that. Nice. And I would like to know, for those who've gotten this far, please tell me if it's too long, if it's too rambling, what is wrong with the video, and I will try and fix it next time. Because I plan to do a lot more YouTube videos now that I have a comfortable setup and I don't have to move to the other old PC all the time to do these recordings. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's get this detail back. Spray, it looks like this harsh dot pattern to me. Yeah. I'm not going to break my head over it like super ultra perfect because it's not going to be seen or anyone's going to care. So he's got fairly small pectoral muscles for his frame, and I quite like that. In this case. Now, when we bake, this will be a... Ooh, look at that. When I dynameshed, this meshed together. Might have to do some surgery. Let's do some surgery. Ooh, it's going to be painful with 3.5 million. I might have to accept that, or we could do this. Mask this, because we're going to make polygroups. Get rid of that mask I created there, and there's probably one at the back. Yep. Get rid of that. So Control W to turn what I've masked into a polygroup. Let's Control Shift tap this away. Delete hidden, close holes. Voila. Make it all one polygroup. Okay. And let's just fill that in. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Turn symmetry off. And edge polish is really not doing much today. Oh, it's because it's on 5. And we can spend more time correcting that, but I'm not gonna. This will do for this purpose. So do we want to combine the head? There's really no need to. I'm not going to do that. Like I said before, there was no need in this case to dynamesh it all together at all. It's not essential. As long as you can have it looking seamless, but... let's just do some final... I'm going to stop here. There, put my pen down. Save this. Nice and quick. Alright. So, when it comes to retopology, I will probably have the head and the body as one. So, head, body, I want one piece. Merge down. This will be retopologized all in one go. The toes, it's fine in this case. Or the toes, whatever you call them. Hoovy McHoof. Eyes, always separate. I'm not going to go crazy with that. We have teeth, lower teeth, and then spikes. Could separate the hands from the back spikes. There's no need to really at this moment. This will all bake fairly well. I mean, we will get errors there, but that's not going to be seen. Alright, so since we've gotten this far, it would be great if you could tell me in the comments below what you would like to see next, if anything at all. One of two paths relating to this is a quick and dirty retopology way, which you won't use in production, but which is great for just if you quickly want to make an animation, a cinematic rendered in Redshift, making a creature come alive quickly, and topology and the rig isn't that important, just for the shot. This is where you take each piece, you Control-Shift-D, like that, and you make a copy, and you call it the low version. Pretend the top one was called the high one. Well, you don't have to pretend, let's just do it. And then you take the low version, and you Z-remesh it. When it's a whole body like this, I'll make it fairly high, like 100,000K, which will be 200,000 triangles. It's not insane, but it's fairly high. Then I would do that for each piece and make a copy of it, rename it low, Z-remesh it, project all, just so I can get the silhouette back in case it was lost. It will probably be lost a bit. Then for each piece, I would just click unwrap, one by one, unwrap. That's all. And then in Maya, I would go and organize the UVs, lay them out, fix any errors, because there will be a mess. I mean, you can even do the UVs in Zbrush. If you click Z plugin and you combine everything and then click flatten, or when you merge, you need to click. I'm surprised this isn't on by default. UV, you need to turn that on before you combine them, so you retain your UVs. And then, just like in 3D view, you can tab and click something and move things around and lay it out. Use the smooth brush, the move brush, so it's not bad actually, but I prefer using Maya because Maya's got the best UV tools. It's just fantastic. And then I would bake it in Marmoset Toolbag, texture it in... Sometimes I texture in Toolbag, which is very capable, but Painter is just better. There's nothing wrong with using Toolbag, but I prefer Painter. So I bake it in Marmoset, King of Bakers, and then texture it in Substance Painter. And from there, you can rig it and pose it, render it, animate it, make little cinematics, do whatever the hell you want. So, and the other path is the same, except the retopology in UV is done manually by hand, which takes a lot longer. This is what you do in proper production. It takes many multiples of hours longer. And I actually like doing it. I find it quite relaxing. So let me know which route you'd prefer. The one will take quite long to record, but I don't mind doing it. The other one will be quick and dirty. It's like you do the whole thing in like 2 evenings, or 1 evening. The whole text from kitbash to texturing will take you 1 evening, and then rigging and animating another evening. Anyway, thank you for watching for so long. I hope it wasn't too dull. And if you enjoy these videos, I'm gonna make more. See you around.